You were born not in some quiet suburb, but right in the heart of the South Bronx, New York, in 1985. The neighborhood was a maze of crumbling brick tenements with broken windows patched by cardboard, graffiti-covered walls, and the constant soundtrack of police sirens, fire trucks wailing, and distant gunshots echoing like fireworks gone wrong. Your father was a patrol officer in the 44th Precinct, one of those old-school cops who still carried a revolver before everyone switched to semi-autos. He'd come home long after midnight, his uniform reeking of stale coffee from the thermos, sweat from 12-hour shifts, and the faint metallic tang of gun oil from range time. He'd hang his gun belt on the hook by the door, kick off his boots, and collapse into the armchair without a word. Your mother worked double shifts at the diner on Fordham Road, flipping burgers from dawn till lunch, then mopping floors at the local supermarket until the wee hours. Her hands were rough, calloused, always smelling of grease and bleach. Hugs were rare. There wasn't time. Instead, they gave you discipline. It was cheaper than love and killed weakness, faster than anything else. Your father would say, "The world is a jungle, kid. Only the strong survive." By age 10, you could spot a dealer from a block away, nervous eyes darting, hands stuffed in pockets full of tiny Ziplocs, the way they leaned against lampposts like they owned the corner. By 14, you smashed a beer bottle over the head of a high school kid from a rival crew who came at your little brother with a switchblade. Blood sprayed across the cracked sidewalk. The guy dropped like a sack, and you stood there breathing hard, shards in your palm. The streets taught one lesson: hit first or get hit harder, or arrested, or both. That metallic rush of adrenaline tasted like blood and copper. That night, your father didn't yell. He just nodded once. Good job protecting family. But deep down you knew it was the start. Life wasn't fair. It was war, and you'd already enlisted. The 1990s hit the Bronx like a plague. Crack epidemic everywhere. People turning into ghosts on the corners, twitching under streetlights, begging for scraps. Your father started drinking heavier after shifts. At first just a beer with dinner, then half a bottle of cheap whiskey alone in the dark kitchen, staring at his Smith & Wesson .38 like it was the only thing that understood him. You'd peek from the hallway, hear him mutter, "These bastards. Same shit every day." One sleepless night, gunshots popping in the alley again, he caught your eye and rasped, "Want out of this shithole, son? Join the job. Steady pay. Pension after 20. Respect. People look at you like a hero, not trash. Not like here. Endless dirt and no way up." It was the only father-son talk that ever felt real. School was a joke. Teachers barricaded doors during fights, lessons interrupted by brawls. Your best friend Mike got hooked on crack at 16. You watched him waste away. Sunken eyes, yellow skin, teeth rotting out. He OD'd in a stairwell, blue lips, foam at the mouth. You were 17. You stood over him waiting for the ambulance, thinking, "Life's a choice. You eat it, or it eats you." You're 20. You apply to the NYPD Academy on Randall's Island. Selection feels like basic training for war. Out of 100 applicants, they take 30. Physical's brutal. 5-mile runs in full gear, 20-kilo rucksack, boots caked in mud until you vomit. Push-ups till arms shake. Pull-ups minimum 25. You fall, get up, fall again. Instructor screams, "Weak, get out." Psych evals in a mirrored room. Would you shoot an unarmed suspect on orders? Would you lie to cover a partner? You say yes. Correct. Background digs deep. 3rd generation. Uncle's DUI. Cut. Grandpa's old beef. Cut. You pass clean. Day 1. Reveille at 0500. Lights out at 2200. In between. Hell. PT till blackout. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and ground fighting. Learn to break arms, choke unconscious. Not sport, survival. Firearms, Glock 19, 9mm, reliable as a hammer. Shoot till fingers bleed, standard. 10 of 10 center mass at 25 yards, fail, redo. MP5 submachine gun for tactical. Blindfold strip and reassemble in 15 seconds. Your second skin. Psych training, read people, spot weaknesses. Fear, greed, lust, family. Everyone has a price. Learn to lie stone-faced. Polygraph. Wires on chest. Questions probing. Control breath. Pulse. Pass. Congrats. You're a pro liar now. First year calls hard. 30 down to 18. Some break physically, some mentally. One guy cries during drill and quits. No one mentions him. Gone. They test endurance. Isolation cell. Concrete box 6 by 6 feet. No light, no food. Tap water only. 3 days. You sit in black, hear only heartbeat. Voices creep in. Father's mutters. Mike's gasps. Street echoes. Nails scrape walls to stay sane. Day 3, release. You stagger out squinting. Feel ancient. Instructor. Good. Now you know solitary. Capture or jail. This is home. 2007 specialization. Patrol to detective track. Learn ops. Recruit informants. Probe debts, fears, affairs. Study targets months. Address lovers, habits, fears. Press gently. Tech. Plant bugs in phones, cars. Listen hours. Chit-chat. Arguments. Snoring. 99% trash. 1% gold. Surveillance. Tail weeks. Foot, subway, car. Memorize gate. Cigarette style. How they check mirrors. Break-ins. Picks. Bump keys. Electronic readers. Enter apartments while owners work. Copy hard drives. Plant hidden cams. Vanish. Spanish mandatory for the Bronx. Master slang, accent, blend in with Latin crews. 2008 graduation. Patrol in Brooklyn, 73rd Precinct. Salary $45,000. Poverty in New York. Rent a room in Queens for $1,200. Subway commute. Cheap suit. But the shield makes you God. Stop any car. Enter any building. Glock 19, 2 mags, 17 rounds. Always on you, even bedside. Hidden recorder, button cam. First big op, recruit an MS-13 low level. Dossier, 10 grand debt, sister sick. Accidental bar meet, pose as immigration fixer. Press, talk about shipments or deportation. He cracks, feeds intel, stash houses, bosses. Sergeant slaps your back, 500 bonus. Hide it in a drawer. Routine is 90%. Stakeouts in unmarked cars 12 hours straight, watching suspects buy bread, go home. Wire transcripts, endless weather talk, soccer, back pain, hunt for code words, reports daily. Boss demands more detail, rewrite. Bureaucracy strangles slower than bullets. Personal life, meet Sarah at an Irish bar in Queens. She's warm, laughs easy, knows nothing. You say logistics manager. She believes. Nights vanish on shifts. Calls ignored. She fights. Where were you? Why whiskey breath? Lies pile up. Non-disclosure oath. If you tell, you go to prison. She leaves. You're never here. Always lying. Alone again. Booze doesn't ask questions. 2010 hot zone rotation. Post-Sandy Brooklyn. Trailer base. Summer 90 degrees. Winter 20. Every foot patrol risks ambush. Vest on, but backshots kill anyway. Raids. Kick doors at 4 a.m. Police. Down. Flip mattresses. Tear apart closets. Kids scream. Women beg. You're a robot. Interrogations. Bright light. No sleep 48 hours. They break. Spill everything. First kill. Warehouse breach. Suspect grabs a K. 3 center mass. He drops. Grenade rolls. Doesn't pop. No feeling. Nightmares later. His eyes. Bottle helps sleep short. 2014 promotion. Detective narcotics. 80,000 plus OT. 3 under you. Move to 2-bedroom. Buy used Ford. Remarry. Emma. She thinks tax office. Believes till nights disappear. New case. Squeeze businessman who won't sell to connected people. Plant drugs, fake stop, arrest, family pressure. He signs over. Premium 2,000. 2016 divorce. Emma takes son. 30% alimony. Empty apartment. Drink alone. Gun to temple one night. Can't pull. Coward. 2018 pandemic. Protests after Floyd. Shield line. CS gas burning lungs. Called pig. Fascist. Some truth inside. Good cops crack, bad ones rise, burnout slams, insomnia, flashbacks, bottle nightly, liver enzymes triple. Doc. Quit or cirrhosis in 5. Heart attack sooner. Nod. Buy more Jack. 2022 IA Knox. Tapes, witnesses. Extras surfaced. Deal. Flip on sergeant or prison. You flip. He goes down. You early retire with reduced pension. 40,000. Shield gone. Brotherhood ghosts you. Rat. 41. Jersey City 1 bedroom. Rent 1800. Pension barely covers rent, child support, fridge, beer, ramen, bread. Dark room. Bottle. Old Glock on table. Finger on trigger. Minutes pass. Can't. Pass out. Chest rips one night. Lightning through ribs. Arm numb. Dial 911. Voice fades. Found 3 days later. Neighbor smelled it. Heart attack. Alone. Empty bottle beside. Coroner. Natural. Alcohol complicated. Small funeral. Ex-wife and son come. They barely cry. You were ghost long before. Grave plain. State paid. Myths versus reality. Myth. Cops die in shootouts as heroes. Reality, suicides 150 to 180 yearly versus 50 to 60 line of duty, your statistic. Myth, big pay, glory. Reality, 60 to 90,000 poverty in NYC, pension 30 to 50,000 if lucky. Myth, strong families. Reality, divorces 60 to 75%, alcoholism double national, PTSD third of force. Myth, job builds character. Reality, cumulative trauma grinds protectors into husks. System chews, spits when useless. You wanted to serve, protect, be good. Became tool, then liability, then nothing. Shield promised purpose, delivered void and bottle. Story of every cop who thought system would protect him. System protects itself. You were expendable part. If thinking of joining, think twice. Heroes don't always win. Sometimes they barely survive, or don't.